Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's class. So, in today's class, we'll be talking about edit mode because in previous class we talked about object mode. So, object mode is just like working things manually and it's a little bit tedious. So, going to edit mode, we will have a lot of tools that we can always use to do some certain things. Yeah, you can see here that we have a limited tools here. So, but in edit mode, we have a lot of tools. So, to move from edit object mode to edit mode, you just have to press your tab. So, your tab key, and yes, we are in edit mode. So, your tab key. Now, as I told you earlier on, that we have this. This is called vertex. So, two vertex is called vertices. So now we have this one which is the edges. It is called edge, and we have the one face here. So now we can see this cube here. Now it has edges. Yes, it has vertex. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So that's eight vertex. So now we have edges. That's the short key to move from here. You just press your 1 2 3, then we have your 3, your 2 here rather. So that is edges. You can see that the edges will be clickable. So these are the edges, those lines. So then we have faces. So this is face. You can see that I can click on the face here. Now here in edit mode, there are some shortkeys that you need to know that we'll be making use of very well. We have E for extruding. E is for extruding. We have E for extruding. That's E. You can see now I can extrude out. I can extrude. Another thing is that sometimes you have pressed your extrude and you did not extrude. Maybe you'll now right click. That extrude has already made there, but you not push it out. So if you are now working on your mesh, and because you have done extrusion, you may likely have some challenges. So far that place, maybe you think you have not done extrusion to it. Please try to get it. These are one of the challenges I have when I was putting things together for myself, when I was doing it my own. Now I have made, so far you have pressed your extrusion and you now right click, it has already been made. So to do that is just, you have to undo so that it will go back to your normal state where it is before. Do you get that? So now let's do extrusion E here. I have my E, so that's for extrusion here. So the face, now I have done extrusion to the face. Are you getting it now? So I have done extrusion to the face. There's another thing called bevel. We call it bevel. That's bevel. That's, you press your Control B to bevel. Now, because the reason why this one is not working the way it ought to work, bevel works with edges. Are you getting me? Bevel works with edges. Now let me undo that. So now if I go to my toolbar, now if I want to, now for instance I want to bevel this place, let me zoom in, then I press my Control B. Now you will see, you can see that is beveling there. Now the reason why this thing is happening here is because there's a loop cut here already. There's a line that has cut this place away from this place. So the beveling there is having issue. For instance, let me try my beveling here. Control B. So to have a lot of beveling is scroll the wheel of your mouse up to have multiple beveling, or scroll it down, then you have one. So when you begin to scroll it up, you have a lot of things. You can see here the edges is beveled. Why this is used for when you want to make an edge, or you want to let your yes, an edge to look like how will I explain that, to look not sharp. Yes, when you don't want that edge to look so sharp, you can see that this place looks so sharp, this corner here looks so sharp, but you don't want it to look so sharp, so you will do what we call bevel. So let me move back to my object mode. You see what I'm saying? You can see here now, you can see here, you can see what he has done here compared to this. You can see that this place look so sharp, it looks so sharp. So that is what bevel does. Are we getting it? So Control B is for beveling. Then another thing I want you to know is to add loop cuts. Are we getting it? Is to add loop cuts. That's Control R. You can see to add loop cut. This is loop cut. That's to cut some part away from another. Now this place now is a different place. This place is a different place. They are not the same thing again, because I have put my, what do we call it, my loop cut. I've separated this place from this place. So I have phase 1 here, phase 2 here. You can see I have phase 1, phase 2. So now are we moving along? Please, let's move along. Now here, now I can now extrude this place. Now first of all, before I extrude it, there's another thing we call insert. Please pay attention. Insert. That's the short key for that is I. So now I want to insert this place. I want to make it a little bit like, okay, you can see I've inserted another face. I'm inserting another face there. So now I can now extrude that face out. Extrude. So in every axis that you want to extrude to, maybe you want to extrude in Z axis, X axis, Y axis, X axis, or Z axis. Do you get it now? So this is extrusion. You can see it has been extruded. So I can quickly make this one as a draw. Now I did right click. Now the extrusion has been made already. So what I want to do is just to undo it so that I can go back to it, extrude, then move it out. I can make it like a drawer. Yes. So now I can delete this face here, or before deleting, let me insert. Now inserting, then let me delete that face. X to delete. Now X, when you press your X, it will now bring this. Then you can face, we have edges, if it is edges or if it is vertex. So I want to delete faces. Now you can see that I've deleted my face. You can see. So that's that for that. Now another thing is that it is not advisable for you, maybe you want to work on another mesh. For instance, I have this, I'm working on cube now, and I decided that I need to add maybe a lock here, and I want to bring another new mesh. It is not advisable for you to always bring your mesh in edit mode. Get it? It is not advisable for you to always bring your mesh in edit mode, because it will not work well. So you have to go back to your object mode, your shift A, whatever things you want to bring out. Is it cone? Is it cylinder? Is it circle? Whatever things you want to bring out, then so let me use cone for instance here. So I have cone. Then now when you do whatever things here, for instance I rotate. Let me do some moving here. Let me move this out. Now I rotate this thing. Now you must do what we call assigning that rotation to it. Or for instance I scale. Okay, I scale it to be a little. You must apply that what do we call it? You must apply that scale to it. The shortcut for that is to what do we call it? Is Control A to apply your scale. If it is location, for instance I move it and I did some certain things, so is to apply your scale. I scale it, so just apply it, so that when you take it to edit mode, it will not change it, please. Though you may think it did not change, because when you take without applying it, when you take it to edit mode, you may see that it is still small, but in the original state is still bigger, or if it is smaller before, it is still smaller. Do you understand? So please take note of all this. So let's go back to our object mode. Now we can now work. You can see that we can now work on this mesh to transform it to whatever things we want to transform it to become. Are we together? So now you can see here. Now the shortcut for me to pan around is I hold down my shift and the wheel of my mouse, and I begins to drag my mouse. You can see. So this one now I'm only using my mouse wheel alone. So now I can now do what we call, I'm still on face mode, then go to my tool so that I can work on my edges here. So I want to Control B to bevel. You can see Control B to bevel. So here now see what it does now. So let's go back. I just want to apply this, just a simple thing, just apply it. I just want to move it down, so I will not be able to move it here. When you are working on your mesh in edit mode, you cannot do some moving. You cannot move the whole object at the same time. For instance, undo. You can see that nothing is clicking unless you can see. So you cannot move, unlike in your object mode. Now in my object mode, I can do some moving. You can see. So but in my edit mode, if I press my G, you can see it's only one thing that I'm working on that mesh that will be moving. So now let me go back to my edit mode. So I want to move here, z-axis, rotate, y-axis, so you can rotate, excuse me, to rotate it in y-axis. Okay, sorry, let me see. Yeah, z-axis. This is what I'm looking for. So then rotate in y-axis back. Then I want to move to the moving G Y. Then so let me come down here. Let me see I. So shifts. I mean GZ. Then scale it want it to be a little bit smaller. Move down there. Then G X. So this is what I want to do. Let me come down to X so that I can see what I'm doing very well. So yeah, Y, G, Z. So now, so that's a drawer, just a simple drawer, just to explain some of the tools that you can use, just to explain your what do we call it, some of the shortcuts that you'll be using in edit mode. So today in edit mode we are going to model something. And another thing that I want to explain to you is, now you can see that, let me come back to my object mode. My mesh are not really smooth. You can see that they are not really smooth. You can see there are some it's not smooth like the way it ought to be smooth. So what you can do is just click on your mesh, right click, you can see shade smooth. Now you can see that everything is now smooth. Now yeah, what you will now do is that you can now add subdivision. What does subdivision does to a mesh? Subdivision will subdivide your mesh. For instance, I have cube here. So my subdivision, if my subdivision will begins to give it a lot of, it will subdivide every faces into little boxes. Now let's try it. But before you subdivide, you must make sure that all your loop cuts, all your mesh, the topology of your mesh are flowing very well. Because if it did not flow very well, when you apply your subdivision, then it will transform your object to something else that you are not envisaging or you are not willing to have. Now let's see if this mesh here is correct. So now come to your properties here. Now another thing I want you to understand is, don't always apply some of your properties in your edit mode. It's very wrong as an artist. Please, you will have to come back to object mode and apply whatever things you want to apply. Though there are some that you can apply in edit mode, but majority or the most thing you want to do is, when it comes to applying things to your object, you must always come to object mode. Now let me come to this thing that look like wrench or spanner rather. It's called modifiers. Now after clicking on it, then you come down to add modifiers. Then you look for your subdivision. Yeah, you can see this is what I'm saying. Now the reason why this happened is because my mesh, the topology of my mesh is not flowing well. I have not make some subdivision, I have not make some loop calls to where it ought to be. That is why it is bringing this for me. Now to correct this, now let me cancel this. Now let me go back to my edit mode. Now I will now begin to add loop cuts to my edges here, add loop cuts here, add loop cuts here to support. All those loop cuts are to support my edges so that when I add subdivisions to it, it will not destroy my mesh. Now let's try. I have my Control R. So my Control out, G up. I want to use to support that edges up there. I also support this Control R to support these edges down here. Now Control R again. No, not there. Excuse me. Alt click. Yeah, I mean here. Control R. Okay, is here. So double tap G to move it up. Another Control R to support my edges down there. So let's see. Control R. Now this may work fine and it may not. The reason why I say it may not is because there are some places that I was unable to add my what do we call it, my loop cut to. The reason is because the way I am modeling this object is not the normal right way to do it. So in the beginning, when I was modeling it, I was not using some right things to applying some right things to it. So let me come here also to do some subdivision here to support this loop here, and let's see what is going to happen to support the loop here. Control R. Okay, support the loop cut there. Control R, support the loop cut up there. Now, so I think every places has been supported, if I'm right. Let me see. Control R here. Put the loop up there. So let's see if it really worked. So let's see. So come back to your object mode, go to your modifier, your subdivision mode. You can see, as I said the other time, there are some places I was unable to add my loop cut, like this side here. I could not add now this side here, this edge here, I could not add my loop cut. So because the way this mesh is not really a good one, please always take note of this. So what I will do is just go back, try to find a way of adding a loop cut here. Let me see if it will really work. No, you can see it doesn't want me to, it's not allowing me to add a loop cut here. It's not allowing me. Okay, let me see, maybe from this side it's going to work. Okay, double tap G to move it. Okay, another one here. Let's see another one here. Control R. Control R. So let's see if we apply our modifier and see what is going to happen again. Just click on this. See, there are still some certain places that are very wrong. The topology of that thing is not good enough. So let's not waste our time on just only one mesh that we are not really making use. Now we have now seen how it is, because if you did not work on your mesh very well, when you apply your subdivision modifier, and there's no how, when you are working on mesh, you must always apply your subdivision modifier. So the more you increase it, you can see, the more it's not giving it a good look at all. You can see. So that's that for that. So let me delete this. So let me delete this also. So another thing, we have what we call in our modifier, we have what we call solidify. Now you can see the work of this solidifier. Now let me undo first. Now look at my mesh here. Look at my mesh. Let me add some solidify. Now what this does, it makes your mesh to be it add layers, is it layers, should I say layers? It make it more thicker. Let me just use that word. Let's use our Nigerian language. It make it more thicker. The word solidify, it will solidify it. It will make it more thicker. So we will not come here for now. The thickness, you can thickness mark, but we don't use to do anything here. What we just want to adjust is just from here. The more you want it to become thick, you can see. So my mesh is not really a good mesh. So let me now see if I had my modifier into it, if it will work. It will not even work, you can see. So that's just that for that. So and let's just leave that. So but let me see here, let me add my loop, my subdivision. You can see when I had my subdivision on this little thing here, let me move it up, G up, and scale it, make it more bigger. Now you can see, unlike before, let me hide it. This is how it was before. So when I had it, then it changed to something else. So now you can now increase it until it become more smoother. You can see. So I can now add, let me shade smooth, right click. So I've shade smooth it. You can see. So that's that for that. Now to explain more further about the the modifier, to explain more further, let me hide these two. H for hiding. So let me bring new mesh. Let me use cube for more explanation. G up, let me move it up. So let's go to, now we don't need to go anywhere. Now we can see here how it looks like. It has how many faces? 1 2 3 4 5 6 faces. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now when you add your modifier, it will subdivide those faces into different parts. That is what it does. So now for instance, let me, my modifier subdivision, to make your mesh look smooth. You can see what it does. So now this is a face here. It has 1 2 3 4. It has now add, each faces now has four faces. You can see 1 2 3 4. The side 2 will be 4. 1 2 3 4. That is what solidify modifier does. Now, so if you don't want this to happen to your mesh, then you have to put some loop codes to support those edges. So that when you add your subdivide modifier, it will not destroy your mesh. So I think that is explained, and I think you have gotten it. So if you have any other further question, I will be there to attend to it. Now let me delete this. Now think about something. Let's make a kitchen utensils now. Think of what we can make. Is it spoon? Is it knife? Is it? So just think about the shape right now. Though in every modeling, you should always have a reference of what you're about to model. But if you are creative enough, you can do it from your head, offhand. But yet, it is always good as a modeler to always have what? To always have what we call references. Now, for instance, I'm here that I am. So let's think of what we can model. Should we go for knife, or should we go for spoon? Okay, let's go for spoon first. Let's see what we are going to have. So let us bring our mesh up, like Shift A to bring mesh. Let's see what we can use. Let's use screw. And another thing about what do we call it in modeling is that there are different ways of getting one result. So there's different ways of getting result. Instead of me using cube for a spoon, I can decide to use what do we call it, a plane. So it depends on how creative the person is. Now this is a mesh here. So let me go to my edit mode. So every tools I have just explained, we are going to make use of here. So now let me go to my face mode 3. Then I will bring this one down, GZ. Bring it down. Let me see. Okay. What I will do is go to my face mode. Now go to my wireframe. That's Shift Z. Shift Z. You can see took me down to my wireframe. Then go to your 3 here. 1 here rather, your vertices, click these edges here, B to select, yes. So then you can move it. I'm moving it to the front. Yes, then what I will do is to scale it down. Yeah, to scale it down. Then add subdivision modifier control. Add loop cut. So scroll your wheel up like 3. It's okay. Then so I'm good. Then add another one to the middle, so make it 2. Now I'm good. Now here, but before then, undo before the middle one. So click Control B, B to select. Yeah, so I want to select just only this place. Undo. I just want to select B. So then what I want to do is to scale B, select, scale, no, just only this part, B, B, then scale, then here also B, select this part, then scale also. Excuse me, B, select this part, then scale, then this place I still need to push it forward. B, select, then let me push it forward a little bit, as X, selecting 2 at the same time. So always make sure you are looking at your B, your mesh, and G forward. That's, excuse me, undo that. G, X. Alright, so now in the middle, now if you add your loop cuts in the middle, then you have divide the faces, so you'll not be able to do what I have just done now. That was why I undo it the other time. So now Control R, then make it 2. Yes, so I think I have here, because this is where my the handle will be coming out from, this place. This part will still be a little bit smaller. Then B here, B here, scale. Can see. So now I'm having something almost looking like a spoon. Okay, come back here. Alright, so now press B here, B again, excuse me, B. So we want to select this part, we want to move it to the front, GX. Okay, then here also B, select this part. The other time I moved it, so let me, okay, I scale it, right? I think I scale it, let me scale it back. Oh, excuse me, it's selected to B. So yeah, let me put it here. So now B, to select these two, then scale it. Sorry, it's not scale. Sorry, it's not scale. So I will select these two as I selected it. Now move it. Sorry, excuse me. Yes. So I'm moving it in X direction. You can see. Now what I will do now is that I want to extrude this part. Now I want to extrude. So what I will do is that extrude E, that's rotation, sorry, E, then I was extruding it from the, what do you call it, from the vertices. So let me move to, let me undo that. Yeah, let me undo that, and okay, move to GX. It's too much. Okay, I think I'm good here. Now I will move to my face mode. Yes, so my face mode. So what I will do is then E, scale down, then I will scale it. Can you see it very well, please? Are you getting along? Then E again. Then scale, then E again, then scale up. You scale it up. Now this time around I'm scaling it up, then E again, then scale up. So I'm having my spoon, though this is not a standard spoon. Right, so I'm having my spoon. So I will move to my solid mode, that's Shift Z. So to my solid mode, but to have every mode, you can see here, solid mode, material preview, so you just have to hold down your Z key. So I'm in my so now solid mode, so that we can see our mesh very well. So let me move to object mode. Let me see. You can see think of how spoon used to be. So we still have to have a, this part has to go in and this part has to come up, you know. That's how a spoon is. This is just the sketch of it. Since we have gotten the shape of the spoon, so the what remains is just little. Do you understand? So let's continue. Now we have the geometry already. So now what we want to do now is to have some as I said the other time, to make this place bend inward. So go back to my edit mode. So now what you will do is, let me move to my wireframe. So then go to your vertex, your one. So got B to select these parts. Now what you now do is GZ to move it a little bit downward. Can you see? Okay, let me undo that. Let me move back to my solid mode so that I can see what I'm really doing. So GZ, move it down. Okay, I think I'm good. Then I can still add the loop cuts here to make it more smoother. That's Control R here. Okay, yeah, so yeah, wireframe, let me see that. B to select here, B, sorry B. So you can just move it down. No, I'm selecting here B. Just move it down. Okay. So what I'll do is move to my face mode 3. Select here. No, sorry, I'm still in my B to select here. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do now is you see, another thing that there are some mistakes you may be making when you want to select in object mode, in edit mode. Please, you first of all press your B, so you'll be able to select that part. But if you say you just want to move anything, you'll be moving a wrong thing. You know how a spoon used to look like? G, Z. Sorry, excuse me. Then B, select G. Excuse me, undo that. GZ. Okay, then here B, G up. Yeah, this spoon may not look perfect. The spoon may not look perfect, but you know the shape of a spoon. You know how it looks like. This is just a sketching. I don't need to take much time on it. It's just a spoon. So as that for that. So let's see, solid mode. Okay, I think we are almost there. So our spoon is already made, so I can just adjust it. I can click on this, my solid so just to adjust this place here, B, yeah, just G, X, just to move. So and B, just to move a little bit backward. Can see I have my spoon here. So I can still, like, okay, let me see, B, excuse me, B, so I still want to just like bring it down. Okay, I think I'm good. So now Z, solid mode. So let me go to my object mode. So I have this now as a spoon, and so now let's now apply our subdivision modifier and see what has happened to our mesh. So now go to your solid modifier, subdivision. Now you can see that it doesn't dent our shape, it doesn't destroy our shape. Why? It's because there's a lot of loop chords that are supporting one another. So the edges are being supported by another loop chord. So that is one of those things that will make your mesh to look flow. Now for instance, look at here. Now you can see this side here now is becoming more flatter. So if you want it not to be a little bit flatter, you can always adjust it. So this is just a sample of what modifiers does. So you can right click and press your shade smooth to remove all those faces. You can see our spoon is now okay and ready to be used. So for me to adjust this side here, I can adjust it, but I want you to think on that. Now look at this bottom here. Look at this bottom here. You can see that, okay, you can see I've applied the modifier twice, so that is why this place looks the other time it's not looking okay. So this is my spoon. So now here we are. I want you to also follow suit. I want to see your spoon also, and I will see you in the next class. We'll be modeling something else. So this is just an explanation of what those things I've explained, the shortkeys, what we can use them for. So I will see you in the next class.